Dawn Reed coming to you from DC9, where tonight I'm excited to chit-chat with an awesome band from Brooklyn that makes noise that you just get lost in. This is the Depreciation Guild.
Hey, my name's Christoph, and I play guitar.
Hi everybody, my name is Raphael, and I play bass and keyboards.
I'm Kurt, I play guitar and sing and program.
I'm Anton, I play drums.
Is there a story behind the name of the band?
Not really, it just I made it up. It was, if you, paraphrase it, it's just means like a club for things that have lost their value, and I guess that kind of some ways carries through with the music, just originally because we use like a Famicom or a Nintendo to make some of the sounds that we use on our records, and I guess if you think about that as like sort of an archaic piece of machinery that makes weird sounds, then you can sort of see why like it in like modern day culture it doesn't really have very much of a place alongside like other updated video game systems and keyboards and things like that.
How did you come up with the idea to incorporate that?
I sort of had the idea in college. I started programming on that in like around 2003, and I was just sort of creating my own compositions and stuff, and I thought this might be cool if like I mix this in with other stuff. I love video games, like I definitely grew up playing Nintendo and humming the songs in my head, so I'd always sort of had like an attachment to the sound. But I also love pop music first and foremost.
Describe your sounds.
We all listen to like a lot of dream pop stuff. I've been a huge fan of the Cocteau Twins and like Pale Saints for a really long time. Really also into like a lot of British synth pop stuff and Japanese synth pop, but a lot of like 80s music. Like I'm really obsessed with like the production of a lot of the 80s bands I listen to. Bill Nelson, Yukihiro Takahashi, Taiko Inuki, Yellow Magic Orchestra and stuff. That's, I don't know, just something we've always tried to like achieve that sound, I guess.
So this year you released your second studio or full-length album. What was the process of making that like?
It was great. It was actually a pretty unique experience for us because we've never actually recorded a record properly in the studio, and we also did it with somebody that we really admire, Josh Eustace, who's in Telephone Tel Aviv, and is just like a great person to work with. And yeah, it was just a lot more organic than how we've done in the past. We had actual drums and real bass and synthesizers to augment the 8-bit, and definitely gave it a much more organic feel, and just overall just added a lot to the sound, I think.
Yeah, I could like picture your music like in a John Hughes movie.
Speaking of John Hughes, we actually recorded the drums in John Hughes' studio because he lives in Chicago. All of his movies are in Chicago, so. And Josh is like really good friends with John Hughes Jr., that's the John Hughes we're talking about actually. So yeah, we tracked the drums in his studio, so pretty awesome.
How would you compare that album to your first one, In Her Gentle Jaws?
I would say that it definitely, well, first of all, like the first record that we did, it was really only guitars and Famicom stuff, and that was like kind of, the focus of it was like the mix of those two things, and definitely on the most recent record, Spirit Youth, we tracked drums and bass and guitar and all these like auxiliary percussion things and a lot of other synthesizers that Josh had lying around in his studio, and we just kind of like made use of a lot of other organic sounds and synthesized sounds too. So I think it's just sort of moving a little bit more in that direction rather than just like kind of limiting ourselves to the Famicom, which was like an interesting, I guess, artistic limitation the first time around, but I think we kind of wanted to just sort of move beyond that and like kind of expand to a more organic sound.
Compositionally too, we definitely aimed to make a pop record with this one, whereas the first one I think was a little bit more rock, electronic influence, still trying to learn the technology and stuff, but this is definitely like, we've got the hang of it at this point and trying to make like just a memorable pop record.
I also really like the song Crucify You. Is there a story behind that song?
It's just generally about like I would say just like an abusive relationships, like that's kind of sort of to the abusive relationships to the extreme, and it's obviously there's exaggeration. No, not particularly. And it's like about a specific instance, but it's not like a personal story even.
What do you hope that your fans and your audience get out of your live performance?
Yeah, I think a big theme in the band has been sort of like the progression from like being really sequenced and using computers to being more of a live rock band, pop band, and I think hopefully people see the live show and it's like an organic experience.
Hey, we're the Depreciation Guild, and you're watching Strictly Global.